Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, Bai was accepted as a disciple to become an immortal. In the immortal realm, Bai would discover that his chosen walk is able to double the power of anything he puts in it. However, he loses some lifespan when he does. Later, Bai heads to the bloodstream sector in search of the relic of eternity. He wears a disguise to conceal his identity, and after being bullied relentlessly, he ends up demonstrating that he is the strongest person in the bloodstream sector, even while only using their own secret techniques. After this, he is told that he will be going on a peace-seeking mission to the spirit stream sector, where he will also investigate how powerful Bai is. But since he is in disguise, they don't know that he is actually from there, and that he is being sent to investigate himself. The story continues as Bai, disguised as Yi Zhang, is on a ship headed to the spirit stream sector in search of peace. Jun gives a short speech reminding them of their mission, but Bai can't understand why she is staring at him so much. Just then, the patriarch of the Song family arrives, and Bai is amazed by his powerfully savage energy. The terror he instills in people can easily be felt, and he's even scarier than Master Wuji. Their journey continues as Bai wonders if he will be recognized by his old friends back home, even if he is in disguise. Yi Zhang mocks Master Diviner for groaning all the time, but Diviner explains that people like him will be put in their place eventually. Yi Zhang believes that Diviner is just a phony, and explains that he notices everything, as he calls Diviner the master of groaning. Furthermore, he points out that he can annihilate him instantly with very little effort, and the two must be told to stop by Jun. She wants Bai to come closer to her, and he smoothly compliments her good looks. Jun states that she won't be falling for his charm, and their chat is interrupted when they hear that they have entered the territory of the spirit stream sector. Bai stares at Lucian Mountain as he thinks about the battles he fought there. Patriarch Song is then surprised to see that the ships of the spirit stream sector have come so far out just to greet them. Yi Zhang has the biggest smile on his face as he sees his master Li, but Li obviously has no idea it's actually Bai. Wan also watches nearby, but she seems to instantly know who Yi Zhang really is, and Bai gets a strange feeling from this. Just then, the bloodstream sector ships are being tossed around by the water below, but Patriarch Song demonstrates just how powerful he is by calming the waves. Patriarch Song meets with Lizimo of the spirit stream sector, and the two go on ahead. Chief Su of the spirit sector has been tasked with greeting their guests, and will also be showing them around. Jun compliments the spirit stream sector for being able to produce unmatched chosen disciples, but Zhang and the others clearly dislike her. Stories about Yi Zhang have even spread to the spirit stream sector, as he is also known as Demon Yi there. Bai thinks about how adorable Mei still is, but she is frightened by him as he is still in his Yi Zhang disguise. Zhang becomes angry to see Yi Zhang stare as he is aware of how dangerous he is, but is shocked to see Yi Zhang give him a big smile. Bai attempts to calm his friends down with a wave, but realizes that his disguise must just be too good. Jun continues her long-winded compliment and eventually asks to see the legendary Bai, who her disciples admire greatly. She must let her down though, as she explains that Bai is currently in seclusion, and Bai revels in the fact that no one actually knows that he is right in front of them. Jun settles for just going to see where he is from, and they all head further into the spirit stream sector. Jun compliments the beautiful scenery and then asks to see Bai's home, which Bai doesn't like very much. Su makes things a bit interesting as she knows that they have brought a master of deduction with them, and asks that Diviner deduce the location of Bai's home. Diviner states that calling him the best is an understatement, and he prepares to put on a show of his humble skills. He uses his heavenly divination arts to send out a butterfly, and Yi Zhang is surprised to see that he is able to determine the location of the home by relying on a strange item. Unfortunately for Diviner, there is an extremely powerful array blocking his path, and if he continues, he will suffer a backlash. He knows he needs to come up with something fast, and explains that he has determined the approximate location, but would like for Yi Zhang to do the rest. Onlookers point out that the spirit stream sector's array is not to be trifled with, but Diviner states that they shouldn't underestimate Yi Zhang. Diviner recalls how Yi Zhang said on the ship that he notices everything, and is certain that Yi Zhang can easily calculate the location of Bai's home. Bai thinks about how smart Diviner is for attempting to humiliate him in front of everyone, but unfortunately for Diviner, of course Bai knows where his own home is. Yi Zhang plans to take advantage of this and asks what he will get for deducing the location of Bai's home. Diviner states he will bow down to him if he is successful, and Su asks that he begin since he is so confident. Diviner excitedly waits for him to fail just as Bai begins his act. The show is extremely short-lived though, as Yi Zhang explains that he already has the location. Yizang brings everyone to Bai's destroyed home, but Diviner refuses to believe it since Yizang didn't do anything special, and assumes he was just guessing. However, Su reveals that Yizang is correct, and he asks for his reward. Diviner refuses to believe Yizang actually has the same skill he does, and challenges him in the skill of item deduction. Diviner pulls a cauldron from the rubble and determines that the destruction was due to pill refinement, but a life force remains near it. Yizang of course remembers exactly what happened there and pretends to deduce that a talking rabbit emerged that day. Diviner believes he is just trying to guess randomly again, but Yizang is once again proven correct. The two would then go all around the spirit stream sector, and Yizang would recall everything in his past, making it seem like he is much better at the art of deduction than Diviner. Yizang then marvels everyone when he deduces all 75 graphs that form the plant in the competition he was in as Bai. Diviner is confident that Yizang won't be able to deduce the next thing, and states that he will change his family's name to Yizang's if he can deduce who the headless statue is of. Yizang states that it's obvious since its location is extremely special, so the person must have had an influential status, and the person gave his life for the sector. Yizang states that even though he hates this person deeply, even he has to admit that the person has loyalty and righteousness. This person, who is a role model for everyone, is actually the Elder Bai. Everyone is shocked to see just how accurate Yizang was, and Diviner can't stand to see that someone so young has already surpassed all his years of training. Jun points out that while Bai is clearly very special, their bloodstream sector's Yizang is on par with him. The two sectors then get into a shouting match about who is better, but it's broken up by Zhang. He points out how amazing Yizang's item deduction is, but now wants to test his human deduction as he asks Yizang to deduce something about him. Diviner points out how much harder human deduction is and prepares to watch Yizang fail. Yizang would rather not try, but Zhang insists, and he deduces that Zhang will be very wealthy and respectable. Zhang isn't impressed as he has heard the same from a fortune teller on the street, but Yizang states that he is just getting started. The next thing is a secret, so it must be whispered, and Yizang uses his memory of when they would eat the sacred food together to tell Zhang that he would need a large bowl to save a half jar of rice. Zhang is shocked to hear this, and everyone is amazed to see that Yizang had clearly deduced something about Zhang's future. Afterwards, everyone is taken to the northern bank, but the elder there reveals that they won't be taking any visitors that day. The elder thinks about how after Bai left, the Beast King was brought there to be taken care of, and she cannot allow anyone from the bloodstream sector to know about its existence. She summons their spirit beasts, and Jun realizes that if their normal beasts are this powerful, then the ones they are holding in reserve must be extremely dangerous. Jun is disappointed to see how they are being treated as guests, and the other explains that the northern bank isn't very hospitable. She requests that everyone leave, since she would like to avoid the beast going out of control and devouring them all. Diviner feels threatened, but backs down when Yizang tells him to attack them if he really wants to. Jun decides that it would be best for them to leave, but everyone is forced to pause for a moment when they begin to hear a roar in the distance. The aura is undeniable, and the visitors are shocked to feel that it might be a Beast King. Diviner points out that it's impossible since only 2 Beast Kings exist in the entire downstream region. One is the heaven-reaching divine crocodile asleep at the bottom of the heaven-reaching river. The other is the death worm found in the depths of the earth. Bai steps up as the Beast King shows itself, and he must wonder how long it's been since he can hardly recognize his little adopted son Tidon. The elder is frightened as Tidon begins to move, but it clearly recognizes Bai. He telepathically instructs Tidon to not reveal his identity so he can complete his task, and states that he will come back for him later. Tidon gives him a wink, making Bai wonder who taught him that, and leaves. Jun can see that the spirit stream sector likes to hide its power and asks Yizang to deduce things about the Beast King. Yizang calmly does so and reveals that it had been raised by Bai. Diviner is annoyed to hear that Bai has heaven-reaching Vein Foundation establishment and a Beast King, and Jun wishes that Bai belonged to the bloodstream sector. Just then, the Patriarchs return as Patriarch Song warns that the spirit stream sector not do anything that will get them hurt. Lizimo explains that his conditions are too harsh, and they won't be able to come to an agreement. Patriarch Song reiterates that his offer of a huge amount of spirit stones and treasures is very fair. Furthermore, once they establish a foothold on the middle stream, the bloodstream sector will support the spirit stream sector. All he would like is for the spirit stream sector to be sealed under an array for 1,000 years. Lizimo rejects the insulting offer, and another spirit stream patriarch arrives to state that the negotiations are over. They will agree to not attack and not join forces with anyone else, but they refuse to be imprisoned. Patriarch Song warns that if the two were to go to war, then the Spirit Stream sector will likely face a crisis of survival. The Spirit Stream Patriarchs point out how their sector will fall in only a couple hundred years under an array, and wonder if Patriarch Song would be okay with just watching thousands of disciples from the Spirit Stream die. They state that they would rather fight to the death than live the last years of their lives begging like dogs. Tensions begin to rise amongst the powerful patriarchs as everyone in the Spirit Stream sector begins to chant for a fight. Patriarch Song agrees to end the negotiation, but warns that it would be best for the two of them to reconsider their decision. The Bloodstream sector leaves, and Lizimo wonders why they are just letting them go, as keeping Patriarch Song there would greatly reduce the strength of the Bloodstream sector. He is told that Patriarch Song's cultivation is extraordinarily exceptional, and since he came alone, then he was obviously prepared. Lizimo wants to take advantage of the Bloodstream sector's unwillingness to start a war by attacking them, but is told that they must think about the future of the sector. Attacking now won't help anything, and they should do things that will help the sector survive 1,000 years from now. On the ship, Yizang is told to relax, but everyone is then shocked when a force is felt, and they are told to protect the Patriarch. They are all then glad to see that the force was actually just a protection array. Wuji then reveals himself as he is surprised to see that the Spirit Stream sector didn't try to intercept them. Bai is amazed as he didn't expect the Bloodstream sector to actually have such a powerful hidden move. Wuji is disappointed to see that the Spirit Stream didn't take the bait, and even more disappointed in the fact that the two sectors still can't trust each other. The travelers return to the Bloodstream sector, where false news of the Spirit Stream sector conceding defeat would spread. Gossip spreads about how Yizang awed everyone with his deduction skills, and scared Elder Bai into hiding. Bai sits by himself, disappointed to see that the two sectors can't come to an agreement, and decides that he doesn't want to see what war looks like. Bai thinks about all his friends while wondering what he should do, but is interrupted by June, who explains that the Patriarchs are nearing a decision. Wuji wants to avoid being attacked from both sides, and insists that they attack the Spirit Stream sector immediately. Patriarch Song is still hopeful that things turn out okay, but Wuji asks that he not gamble with the future of the Bloodstream sector. Patriarch Hanyan asks that they remain calm, but a messenger reveals that the Spirit Stream has activated an array signaling that they are preparing for war. Hanyan explains that Patriarch Song was only thinking about the good of the sector, and credits the Spirit Stream sector for not completely blaming them for the Lucian incident. Bai learns that the Lucian incident wasn't plotted by the Bloodstream sector, and begins to wonder if there is some other hidden motive behind it all. June explains that there has always been conflict between the two sectors, and it was only a matter of time before war broke out. She is confident that they can defeat the Spirit Stream sector, but realizes that they have a reckless abandoned attitude, and they must be careful to not be taken down with them. Wuji is done talking and ready to face their enemy head on. He orders all disciples to return to the sector, and administers martial law so that they can all prepare for war. Later, Bai trains hard as he remembers how June asked that he become strong to fight for them in the war. However, Bai can only think about how weak the Spirit Stream sector is right now. He determines that he must quickly become June's trusted aide so that he can take the Relic of Eternity and return to the Spirit Stream sector. He trains for quite some time as the seasons begin to change, and he states that he is nearing mid-stage foundation establishment. Once he does, he will become 10 times stronger. Even more time passes as we see that Bai has aged a bit, and he finishes intense cultivation. Afterwards, Bai reads that after reaching mid-stage foundation establishment, blood swords can condense at a faster rate. He currently has crystallized 3 Cs in his cultivation, and it allows him to summon 3 large blood swords. If he progresses even further, then he will also be able to use the Blood Killer World at the same time. Once he can crystallize all 9 Cs, he will be able to condense 9 blood swords, and it will be the day he reaches foundation establishment. He entered mid-stage foundation establishment so quickly, and is sure June will see him differently now. Bai reminds himself though that he is still pretending to be Yizang, and Yizang only has Mortal Vein Foundation establishment. This means that he must pretend to only have 1 level of crystallization, and can never reach core formation nor undergo any fundamental change at all. He realizes that if he wants to show everyone in the Bloodstream sector just how indispensable Yizang is, then he still has a long way to go. Later, June wonders why Yizang wants to go to a certain place, and explains that only one person has managed to successfully cultivate there in the entire history of the sector. Yizang is well aware of this information, but reveals that he doesn't care. He only wants to master the medicinal path, and wishes to comprehend the sacred pill of ruin to repay her appreciation and protection of him. She is taken aback by his words, and he reveals that he has another request. They head to the ruins, and she explains that the sacred pill of ruin hides the secret of the medicinal path. What lies before them was obtained by ancestors 10,000 years ago. Everyone is amazed to see these two high-status cultivators there, and Bai is glad that he chose to become Jun's guardian. Everyone is then told that Yizang will be comprehending the pill wall, and not to disturb him. They all leave, but Bai thinks about how if everyone leaves, then his plan won't work. Jun expresses her confidence in him as she explains that she only made him her guardian because she saw how determined he was. She sets up an array so that no one can disturb him, and states that he better not disappoint her. Spectators outside are amazed to see everything she is doing for Yizang, and Yizang decides to act fast before the spectators leave. He wants to put on a show by using the opportunity with the pill wall to make everyone think he had a successful breakthrough. Otherwise, Yizang's sudden strength in the medicinal path will make people suspicious. He begins and lets them witness his diligence and focus by sitting in front of the wall for some time. It doesn't seem to be working as no one seems to care, and he decides he must try harder. Sometime later, men wonder if Yizang has advanced at all, since he has been sitting at the wall for 2 weeks. There has only been one blood-perfected being in 10,000 years, so they highly doubt it. Just then, the earth shakes and news instantly spreads about Yizang beginning to comprehend the sacred pill of ruin. Everyone in the bloodstream sector is amazed to see this, and even more shocked to hear that Jun is helping him so much. Of course, Song isn't too happy about that second part and states that the middle peak will soon lose its reputation. He can't believe hearing that Jun seems to trust Yizang, but they are interrupted by a messenger who states that something is happening with Yizang. At the wall, we see that Yizang has attracted several more spectators as his body is floating, and everyone wonders if this scene means that he has had a breakthrough. This would mean he is only the second person to ever do so, and everyone can't believe how he managed to do it in such a short amount of time. However, inside the array, Bai thinks about how he has used too much of his spiritual power, and it's now time to give a magnificent performance. He begins the show, but begins to wonder if he is hallucinating when he sees a flashing figure on the wall. He senses something strange inside the pill wall, and is shocked to find that he has somehow entered it. Inside, he sees the furnace and the figure from before. The man uses a very unique technique to refine herbs, and Yizang is amazed at how simple his moves are. Outside, spectators begin to wonder if Yizang is actually doing anything, since he has just been standing there for hours. They assume that he isn't doing much, otherwise the wall would have responded long ago. Just then, everyone is astounded to see Jun arrive. She thinks about all the amazing things Yizang has accomplished up to this point, and is certain that he entered a meditative state. Furthermore, the pill wall seems to be reacting to him. Inside, Bai follows along with the figure's movements, and is amazed at how the herbs he is selecting are completely unrelated and in some cases even repel each other. His technique is unparalleled and unconventional, but also incomparably exquisite. This medicinal path is in a completely different league than anything he has ever seen before. Just then, a finished product emerges, but he is surprised to see that it isn't an elixir. Outside, spectators are shocked to see the pill wall glow, and Jun points out how it by far surpasses the normal type of comprehension. The patriarchs watch from afar, and Wuji points out how when the blood-perfect being comprehended the wall 8,000 years ago, the same lights appeared. They anticipate that if Yizang is successful, then the bloodstream sector will finally have another elixir refining Grand Master. Patriarch Song just realizes something and instantly orders Jun to hurry and protect Yizang at all costs. No one is allowed to disturb him, and if anyone does, then she is permitted to kill them. Back inside, Bai reveals that what the figure created is a floral pill that has all the medicinal potency one requires condensed within it. A voice explains that before refining an elixir, he must first refine the flora. Once the flora is transformed, you can refine anything into a pill. The world will serve as his cauldron, and all beings can serve as the flora. He is to create the pill of nature so that everything in the world is at his disposal. Yizang has fainted but is caught by Jun, and she restores his health. He wakes up to explain that he didn't disappoint her as he had managed to obtain the Pillstream sector's inheritance. Jun just wants to make sure that he gets some rest, but he continues to hear words urging him to refine elixirs. Everyone once again thinks he has gone mad as he runs off to go refine elixirs. The patriarchs can't believe that someone else has comprehended the wall, and now realize why the Pillstream sector wanted it so badly. It's because there was an inheritance inside, but Yizang is the one that has it now. This isn't all though, as they recall that the other half of the wall is located in the Pillstream sector. Back home, Bai is shocked to see that the inheritance has helped him understand the Frigid Sector medicinal scroll, and he determines that it's only a matter of time before he refines a grade 4 elixir. Just then, a knock at the door reveals that Yizang has received several rewards from the patriarchs. Their intention is to help Yizang master the medicinal path as fast as possible, as he sees that the rewards are all top grade medicinal ingredients sent from all the peaks. Yizang is awestruck to see all of the rarest ingredients that exist in the world, and watches as the group takes inventory. That is not all, as he has received the greatest cauldrons ever made, and is told that this lot is only the first batch of rewards that he will be receiving. The rest will come later. Bai can't contain his excitement at all and rejoices at how much he loves the patriarchs and refining elixirs. Thanks for watching part 16, 6,000 likes and I'll know you want a part 17. Also, all other parts in a pinned comment below.